2022 marked two major milestones for the Biggie Smalls estate. It's been 25 years since the untimely passing of the legendary East Coast rapper born Christopher Wallace, and if he had survived, he would have been 50 years old. For his 50th birthday, the people celebrated in the streets of Brooklyn, and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority even offered a Biggie Smalls Metro card at some of their Brooklyn stations. When he passed away back in 1997, his estate was worth $10 million, and now a quarter of a century later, the estate managed by his mother, Miss Wallace, who was the executrix of his will, is now worth $160 million. In addition to his mother, the estate is managed by his widow, Faith Evans, an attorney, his former manager, and a merchandising manager. His mother worth about $20 million, Faith Evans worth about $3 million, and his children inherited money as well. His son, Christopher Wallace Jr., that he had with Faith Evans, and his oldest daughter, Tiana Wallace. Tiana Wallace, now 29 years old, went to Penn State for business and opened up a clothing store in Brooklyn after she graduated. She named it Notorious, and it's been open now for about 3 years. They celebrated the grand opening around the anniversary of her father's passing back in 2019. Years ago, Tiana revealed that she inherited money from her father's estate, but didn't want to rely on that money alone, which is why she decided to go to school and then opened up her Brooklyn business. Tiana comes from hip-hop royalty. She lives a very comfortable and somewhat private life, so it's very surprising to see her name making headlines now. New York Post, Fox News, XXL, The Source. I really hate to see it, especially when she shouldn't even be involved in anything like this, but she's connected herself to a man, and he's really not a good look. The 29-year-old is in the news for posting a $1 million legal bill for her boyfriend. Take a second to make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. If you're watching from Brooklyn, drop Brooklyn below. And you know what? One time for Queens as well. I don't think I ever talk much about Queens, so much love to y'all today as well. And if you still rock with Notorious B.I.G. all these decades later, simply drop B.I.G. below in the comments. So the hip hop heiress, she's got a boyfriend. His name is Tyshawn Baldwin. They have a baby girl together, making Miss Wallace a great grandmother now. Tyshawn, who's 28 years old, out of Brooklyn, was in Queens on August 10th, 2022. Court documents say he had been driving a 2021 Hellcat with loud exhaust and dark rear tinted windows when officers saw him proceed to a commercial intersection and parked his car. They activated their police lights and ordered Tyshawn back in the car. Tyshawn got back in the car and handed over his documents, and a check revealed that his license had been suspended a week earlier. So they told him to get back out of the car again. That's when prosecutors alleged Tyshawn started the car, revved the engine, and drove the Hellcat at a high rate of speed away from the cops and into 3 pedestrians. A mother who was walking her 2-year-old in a stroller, both of them transported to a local hospital, treated for minor injuries, and a 35-year-old man who suffered serious injuries to his leg. As of now, there's no update available yet on the man's condition with his leg. Tyshawn was arrested and arraigned on a 17-count complaint. I'm talking a slew of charges, very serious too. So a judge ordered that he be held on a $1 million bond, and he's facing up to 25 years if convicted. Now, when this story was first reported by local media, no one knew he was connected to Tiana. But when she put up her $1.5 million Brooklyn home to secure Tyshawn's bond, the media was then alerted that this guy is the baby daddy of Biggie Smalls' daughter. So now Tiana, who's not really an oversharer, you don't hear much from her, she's not really desperate for attention like a lot of women today, finds herself all over the blogs and being included in this ridiculous report, brought on by the actions of her baby daddy. That's the man that she's involved herself with. So first off, he's a black man driving through Queens. He's making all this noise with his car, bringing more attention to him. They pull him over. But why in the world did he take off like that? Getting in trouble for a suspended license is totally different from what he's facing now. Up here running into people, and no telling what's going to happen with that man's leg. Luckily, the mom and the kid, they're doing just fine, but that could have been incredibly worse for them as well. Like, what was he thinking? We all know that he is definitely not going to get away with this. I guess the question is really how much time he's going to get, but he's going down. And now she's going to be a single mother with a baby daddy pen pal Pookie, all because he didn't want to be held accountable for a minor situation, a suspended license. It's just silly. And he really better be glad that none of those people passed away, and pray that somehow that man is going to be able to keep his leg on him. Because if his injuries get any worse, he's going to easily be looking at the max. Now, I did speak to Tyshawn's attorney. He hired a Manhattan lawyer, Attorney Belkin, who says it's more to the story than what's being reported, and in due time, more information will be released. But he stressed that Tyshawn is not a bad guy and he's never been in trouble before. I appreciate that statement from Attorney Belkin, but I have to be honest about the situation. I don't see how they're going to get Tyshawn out of this. Maybe he can get a reduced sentence, but avoiding jail altogether, I just can't see how that's going to happen. Also, don't see a judge giving him the 25-year max either. You got a lot of folks weighing in on this on social media, many wondering why would she risk her home for someone who was just her boyfriend, saying he's not her husband? And I was thinking, of course, they will never get married. That's because modern women with money don't want to get married today unless it's a man with more money than them. And if the man is making less, they seem to either be less concerned with getting married officially, or they want the man to sign a prenuptial telling you that they want to protect their resources. Now, flip it around, the same woman will be begging a guy to marry her if he had money and she didn't have any, and she would refuse to sign a prenuptial. Why is that? Because she's wanting to access his resources when it's all over. Modern women, they know they can't maintain a relationship, and this is not directed towards Tiana. This is just about modern women in general. But modern women, they know they can't maintain a relationship, so they go into every situation planning for the end. And the end goal is to leave with as much as possible without ever sacrificing much herself. That's why modern women with money, they're really tight with it because they're always thinking that the man would do to her what she would plan to do to him if roles were reversed. So yeah, for their case, I'm not surprised that they're not married. And then a lot of folks said that he's going to jail anyway. Why he couldn't wait in jail until trial? Which is true, he's going to prison. There's just no way he's getting out of this. That's why the judge set the bail so high, not thinking that anybody would actually bail him out. The bail set at $1 million. Tiana's home is worth $1.5 million. And no, I don't think he's going to run away. Like, yeah, she got him a lawyer and that's going to help him tremendously, but he's not going to just get off. So yeah, mothers, fathers, teach your sons how to handle themselves during traffic stops. To think that he's got all these charges now when he's never been in trouble before and all he was gonna have was a simple suspended license charge to this now, it's just crazy. And then teach your daughter's limits. Like, I hate all this negative publicity that she's getting from this because Tiana, she's never had any issues in her life. But when people you're connected to, like boyfriends and baby daddies, if they make silly decisions that almost cost 3 people their lives, then this is what happens. And now she's being drawn into it by posting bail for him. No doubt about it. This was a horrible decision for her to risk her home like this. He's got to be held accountable for what he's done. I'm sure that mother he ran into wouldn't be happy to know that he's out after nearly taking them out. And then the man laying up in the hospital now. He's a delivery man doing his job, minding his business, and this is what he has to deal with? And then you have his rich girlfriend, she could just come and bail him out? Nah, we all saw what he did. It's on videotape. He should sit there and think about what he did. And you know, Attorney Belkin said that he's never been in trouble before, but I don't care. He's old enough to know better. Just poor judgment all around. And I just can't get over how she put up her house as collateral for him to get out of jail. See, Tiana, she can do silly stuff like that because she knows she's always going to have money. She's going to always be rich thanks to her father's name. But other women, you cannot go around making silly decisions like this. This is crazy. If you want to check out the video for yourself, the link will be below in the description. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Is Tiana out of order for posting bail for her out of order baby daddy? Shout out to Marcus for showing support for the channel. I appreciate you, Marcus, as well as our brother Dark Power. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.